Thank you, Marion, for being here with me today.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
For having me.
Thank you. I have the pleasure of being with Marion Crampe. She is an artist of pole dancing and hair hanging. I admire you so much.
Thank you so much.
So there's a phrase that you said, and it just stayed with me when I met you, and it's that so pain is a given, there will be pain, but suffering is optional. I was hoping we could speak about that a little bit more.
More than optional, I think it's a choice, and it's true and not true in all the situation. Maybe when I say this sentence, it was more in because we were talking about the hair hanging.
Yes.
Part that in one of my discipline, and you were asking me about that, and of course pain is like inevitable. You're gonna feel the pain because you're hanging by your hair,
and it's obviously gonna hurt.
But I think it's when I talk about that suffering is a choice, is that you can work on it and put yourself in a place that at least what I experience, I'm not suffering anymore.
Okay.
Because otherwise I couldn't do it. And if it was a constant suffering, I don't think I will keep on practicing this discipline. And of course it's like there is something I feel something. I'm not like completely like how can I say without like emotion, feelings and sensation in my body. But I go in a place that it becomes a part of me, and it's not something that limited me at all. And I think it's something we talk a lot with my husband, who runs long distance.
Okay.
And it's the same. I often ask him, like, what do you feel? And he say, from minute one, I'm asking myself why I'm here, why I'm doing this. And then you go into a place where it's actually some kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
And you find something very profound. I would call it a trance or deepening in your spiritual, in your mind. Well, this is what I feel when
because you use that, right? You use what you're feeling, and then you channel it to get to another state. You need to be like in another state to
personally
be able to.
I need it. And I think I do the same also when I pole dance now. Before I was more into the technical.
Okay.
And I think now when I pole, I'm more into what it brings to me. Of course, I feel also on the pole, you feel the pain. It's a piece of metal that you're touching, that your skin is sliding on it, so you still feel something that sometimes is not pleasant, but there is much more. It's beyond this. And
what does it give you? What do you feel when you pole dancing now?
What do I feel? I feel free. Interesting.
Just realizing it.
Yeah, no, not just realizing, but that it comes, the first word it comes. Because the question is what it means free to me. Freedom. Freedom is to be whoever I want to be. And and this is it's something that I think it's not always easy. And the moment when I'm in my pole, when I'm floating, I just feel unapologetically myself. Without filter and without,
Then you can truly be yourself and accept yourself.
Yes, I think so.
That is
and
great.
Find myself deeply beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And not just because aesthetically, just because it's not just because what it looks like. Because sometimes I don't do shapes that maybe are pleasant for the common of, but it feels beautiful.
That is beautiful. That if you feel that it's beautiful, then I'm sure you're projecting beauty, because I've seen you, I've seen you dance, and it's hard to describe how beautiful it is.
Thank you.
You know,
I don't know because I'm watching myself when I'm filming my trainings, but yeah, it's something I think everybody experiences in their own way, and if it resonates and vibrate, then I'm super happy.
And another thing that we were speaking about that I wanted to dwell on that was with respect to hair hanging. You said that like you have to like get into a state of mind that prepare yourself, that maybe there are some days that you're just thinking about other things and it just doesn't flow and you're not like fully able to connect. I wonder if you can speak more about that.
So I start hair hanging discovering because it's a very, very rare discipline. Now more people practice it nowadays, but before when I started, it was really not so many people, and it was not a discipline that people want to teach, because I understand I don't teach myself hair hanging, because I think it's a lot of responsibility on the person that's gonna like try. And when people contact me and like, oh, I want to try, and I say, look, I don't teach, maybe you will find somebody that will teach to you. I search by my own, and with David that helped me at first. And the things that I say as an advice, I say just listen your body and your soul and your mind, because maybe you're going to try to lift your feet, and I know some people, they just couldn't go. And I think it's important to don't push too far. Of course, you have to go beyond your limit, because that's the point of it. But if your body really is like, oh, no, really, it's not okay, I think it's important to listen. It's the same, like, for example, I remember I prepared once to run a marathon, and I start to get my body start to react really wrongly. And I remember David told me, you could run this marathon, but you're gonna damage yourself. For maybe forever, and you cannot dance anymore, just because you wanna do this experience. So be wise and really ask yourself, what is the price of wanting to do something so bad? I'm sure you have to pursue your dreams, but in that case of very extreme things, also, wisely listen the body, because he knows, the mind knows before you as the me, you know. So for me, when I'm to come back to your question, it's important for me to be really connected when I do the hanging because when we talk about the pain and this process, first of all, the ritual of making my hair and ready for the hang is very, for me, I like it to make it a ritual, and because I'm a ritual girl, I love rituals. And it gives me a structure, and this discipline gives me a base of, come back to the word, of my freedom.
Yes.
It's something that a dancer, very famous prima ballerina, Marion Crampe, said, the discipline is based of the freedom, not the opposite. And I absolutely adore, and I use this quote a lot because it's true. And I actually have discipline tattoo on my back that I did in Mongolian when I went to Mongolia. So discipline is definitely a structure to me, and then I'm supple around the structure. And it's true that for the hanging, because it's so connected to the mind, also I do a lot of flexibility, extreme flexibility, and it's the same. If I'm not 100%, I will not be able to bend extreme, because my mind is not there, and I need to be present, I need to be focused. I think it's like the surfer that go surfing super big waves, or apneist, like this very famous apneist, Yndira. He's a French apneist. He say, when I'm under 125 meters underwater and I start to panic, I'm dead already.
Yes.
Because if I'm panicking, I want to breathe, but I cannot. And if I start to breathe and I start to panic, I'm gonna use my oxygen, and I want to go fast up, and I cannot. So the only thing you have to do is you choose to put yourself in that situation. Just gotta accept it.
And own it, and
not fight it, because if you fight it, well, universe is stronger than you.
Yes, of course.
So you put yourself in danger. That's why every time I do things with people, pole dancing, flexibility, I always say, are you okay? Are you ready? And the girl say, oh, no, I'm sure I'm not going to do it. I'm like, okay, so sit down, rest, breathe. Because if we go now, we're not going to make it. We both going to, like, not waste our time, but you're going to risk something. And because you're going to panic, and panic is absolute danger. So I need to be in this state of mind. And also because I realized sometimes when I was not present, I couldn't go into this state that allow me to choose about the suffering or not. And I was just staying in the suffering position, and it was just awful. And I know sometimes when I want to hang and I'm like, my mind is lead too much by my thoughts, it's not going to be interesting. So it's better I go home and I make a cup of tea.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
Yeah.
You'll just hurt yourself, or just
I'm gonna damage my hair or my scalp or my neck, or for what?
But I like that also, being present.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
And I think in every aspect of life.
Of course.
Of course, these things that are, like you said, maybe a bit more extreme or harder,
in every aspect.
In every aspect.
And it's not easy all the time.
No, it's not. And not everybody's present all the time.
Nobody is present all the time. Let's be really clear.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
maybe some big master, like I talk about, like some Buddhist Dalai Lama, or people that dedicate their whole life, and even them, I'm sure they're still searching for the peace of mind and the present.
I think so too. I also wanted to know a little bit about like your spiritual journey. Has, for example, pole dancing and hair hanging helped you in that journey? Were you a spiritual person before that? How has that been?
So, wow, interesting. First of all, yeah, what is spirituality? You know, it can be many things. Since a very young age, I feel many things that I couldn't explain, that sometimes probably make me a weirdo for many other people. Yes, but for myself too. So it was not a very cool feeling, and sometimes I was really struggling with with having those things and not being able to understand. And then slowly I had a path very beautifully guided by amazing souls that taught me with their own experience. And especially I think about one person that she's a very strong spiritual guide for me, and she is also the person who really gave me a lot at the beginning on the pole. And she's from Australia, and she has been traveling the world. She's a very amazing performer, stripper. She's now retired, but she's very special to my everything. And then I start to keep on discovering, and the practice, I think the physical practice also helped me to evolve to who I am. And I'm still in this journey every time, every day. I'm learning. Sometimes I fail, I getting lesson, and I try to understand more, connecting with so many people, students, people that I meet. They invite me all around the world. They nourish this, and they keep on challenging me sometimes. Friends also challenge me to face sometimes things that I thought it was okay, and no, it wasn't. Okay. And it still needs some work. And
that's good.
I think, yeah, spirituality is something that is, it's very unique to each individual, and it doesn't have, for me, I don't think it's connected or it's the same as religion. I think it's two different things. You can be religious and not being spiritual, and you can be a spiritual and not have any link to any religion. Exactly. So I really separate those things personally. And yeah, I think spirituality is us, and even when people don't really want to, or they think it's something from those like cuckoo people, but deep inside you are a spiritual being having a human experience, no matter what you do, my friend, if you want to accept it or not. So like because we are just petite dust in something way bigger than even what we can imagine, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And just to finish, about, because I can tell that you're a person that has really been connected with your power within to do all these great things, and you inspire people to do that. If you could give it like a last little message about that.
Well, I'm very grateful if the journey that I'm in inspire people. I really, really want to make sure to evolve as a better version of this human experience I'm having. And and being thankful for also the ones that, even if they don't think, they inspire me so much. And it's just pure interconnection. I think it's not one people inspire more than others. It's just a full package.
Exactly, it's everybody, right?
Everybody is magical. I don't think there is like some people magic and some other not.
No, everybody.
It's
exactly
a clear thing to me is everybody's magical. Then you decide to say and to recognize and to explore, or you don't want, and it's also beautiful like this.
Yeah, of course. And I also
okay.
feel that if you choose, any person chooses to shine and to do great, you are already inspiring somebody else to do it.
Absolutely.
And it's all,
Yeah.
right?
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
It's
all when you know, I really like this. I will finish with this. I'm very interested. I search a lot in the overview effect. It's what happened to the astronauts when they go in orbit and when they watch the planet, they realize how everything is interconnected, and they kind of fall in love with what they see, and they understand that there is no frontier, there is no country, there is just one. And it's very petite, this one, in the one.
in the big, exactly.
And yeah, overview effects, if you want to search about it.
I love that. Thank you, overview effect. Thank you so much, Marion.
You're very welcome.
This has been incredible.
Voila.